the 878 Plus here set up. It's ready to go. In fact, you'll probably see it transmitting here. And we're going to show you everything on this radio. But since we are going to be showing the receive feature of the UV2 radio, we will need a second radio to transmit to it. So that's what that one's for. So first up, I've completely reinitialized this radio, so it's going to be just like you pulled it out of the box. Now the show notes are available. This has all the steps. They're not in the greatest order right now, but as we go through, I will fix the order for you guys on that. But everything here is correct. So go ahead and press the confirm button now that we've turned on our radio. We will want to plug in the programming kit or the programming cable into the radio. There we go, just like that. Plug that into our computer, and there we go. So at this point, go ahead and open up your CPS and read from the radio. So I have the CPS open here for my 878 UV2. So I'm just going to click on the COM port button and then select my radio and go ahead and read from the radio. We're not going to save changes here. Yep. Just read the other data. Perfect, there we go. So there's our blank code plug that would come with the radio. Now at this point, let's see. Now I'm going to be referencing the same steps here, just so we can see that everything works. So we want to turn on the GPS on your radio. So if you go to, let's see, go to optional settings, and then there's a feature called GPS/ranging. You want to go there and turn on the GPS. And then we also are going to set the time zone. We'll set that to where we are right now. We'd be, I think, -5. So we'll set that real quick. And then, you know, while we're here, we can set the distance to the inch system. Go ahead and change that. And then GPS positioning, we can go ahead and turn that on as well. So we've got everything turned on here. Perfect. And then it looks like we already have the APRS menu displayed here. But if that doesn't display, or I would recommend checking this anyway, go up to Tool, then you go to Options, and make sure that we have everything here checked except the 500 hours record, because these radios don't actually have that, at least as far as I'm aware. So the GPS, Bluetooth, APRS, and analog APRS receive, just make sure you check all of that information in these boxes. Then click OK. And if you didn't have this menu on the left-hand side, that will now appear. So we want to go ahead and open up our APRS menu, and we're going to be greeted with a lot of different numbers. So we'll go through the basics that will get you up and running with this. Now there's a lot of tweaking you can do. There's a lot of cool features and settings and intervals and all kinds of cool stuff you can experiment down the road. But we're just going to set you up with a basic APRS setup. So first thing I want to do is for the auto transmit. I'm going to set that just to a small interval, like 30 seconds. Perfect. And then we've got that set to feet. And let's see, I believe the time, I'm going to change that to 10 seconds just so we have some time to look at it on the display. Perfect. And then we're going to go down here and let's see. So we want to set the APRS TX tone to off because we don't actually really want to hear the APRS data because it's going to come in a packet. So you're going to hear a whole bunch of little, beeps, packet information, and we don't need to hear that. So go ahead and turn that off. And then this TOCAL, I believe it's also sometimes referred to as the destination call sign. You just want that set to APAT81. Some radios will come with it set that way, and some will not. So just make sure it's set that way. In this case, it is. And then that SSID that goes along with that, let's see, we want that set to, I believe, let's see, perfect, yeah, the -1. That is correct there. Awesome. And then your SSID, we want that set to -7. Go ahead and select that there. And that basically designates that this is a handheld radio. So that's telling, when you send out your APRS information, it's saying, hey, that guy is using a handheld radio. But you can change that based on, what application you're using it for. So then you want to go ahead and set your call sign here. So we're going to put W3AMG. Perfect. Let's see here. and then we also want to enter our sending text. So this is the actual text that it's going to send out when we actually use it. So I'm just going to do something simple here, Cody-W3 AMG. Perfect, we have it there. And then the transmit frequency. So this is the frequency that it transmits on. Now for APRS, what you're going to want is 444.39. So, or I apologize, 144.39. 144.39000. And then the transmit delay, I'm going to set that at 600. And then the pre-wave time, we'll also set that at 600. And then this DCS, just set that at 0. Let's see here. Perfect. And then transmit power, I'm going to set that at turbo. And then the analog APRS receive, we do want that set at wide for this situation since we're using this for an amateur function. And I believe that's pretty much it for this menu. We have, go down the list here to double check. Let's see. Yeah, we are in good shape here. So go ahead and hit OK. And then we also want to create a channel for this radio to actually be able to receive information. So go ahead and create yourself a new channel. And then I'm just going to call this APRS RX. And then we'll switch this over to analog. You want to hit the APRS receive button, and you also want to hit the APRS mute. I believe that's necessary. That's how I did it in my initial testing. And then the receive frequency, we want to put that at 144.39. So 144.39000. Perfect. So we should be set there. So go ahead and save that. We can see it there. Now, in the optional settings, you will also want to select, just go into work mode and change your display mode from frequency to channel, just like that. That way we can actually see our channels when we get on there. And then, let's see here. So we've got that. Perfect. Now we do need to put that channel in a zone. So I'm just going to open up zone 1 and get rid of everything that's in it. And then simply add in our new channel here. Perfect. So we are pretty much set. Let's double check here. We haven't missed anything. Got to create our channel, SSID. We put our call sign in there. We've turned on the GPS. We've entered our sending text. We've set it to wideband. We've set the transmit intervals. Let me double check we did set the transmit interval. We did, auto TX interval 30 seconds. So we are in good shape here. So at this point, what you want to do is make sure your radio is still plugged in, COM3, and go ahead and read or write to your radio. And this is going to write all of this information, just write the other data, over to our radio. Now we may potentially have some trouble with the actual GPS. It works great in the other part of the building, but the studio doesn't look like we're getting a GPS lock. But I believe we should still be able to send some data over the rest of like the message, but it may not have the GPS data. But there we go, perfect. So now on the radio, we can go ahead and unplug it here. Perfect. Wow, take a look at that. How cool is that? So we see that right off the bat, it received an APRS signal from this radio. So you can see there, we'll wait for it to come up again in another 30 seconds. But this radio is sending out that information, and this radio is picking it up. How cool is that? So let me change the display time so we actually can see this next time. Just go to settings and display function and light time. We'll set that on. Oops. I think we got boinked there by the APRS. Light time. There we go. Much better. So we'll wait for that to pop up again here. So I have this radio set up the exact same way to transmit, and we can see that it is being received by this radio. We'll wait for that to happen here real quick. Yeah, take a look at that. So we can see W3AMG -7 there, and then we have all of the information that goes along with it. So that sends coordinates, and it even shows on the map a little compass in which direction you are. So perfect, that is cool. That's one of the great reasons you want the UV2, is because it has APRS receive. Now this will transmit, it's doing fine, and there is a cool feature of that. If you have a digipeater nearby, or some kind of device that transmits that information to the internet, you can actually look this up on a website, which is really neat. We'll show you that here in a second. So just to verify that this radio transmits APRS, we are going to go into menu, and let's see, go down to APRS. And if you want to turn on the transmitting of APRS, what you do is you go to upload type, and then you set that to, okay, so I'm going to turn this one off, otherwise we're going to keep getting interference from that. So we'll go down to APRS, upload type, and we'll set that to none, and that's going to stop transmitting our APRS beacon. Perfect. Now we're going to go over here, go to APRS, and then upload type, and we'll select that to analog. The other one's for digital, so we want analog. And there we go. We have selected that, so now we should be able to see this one transmit. Now, because this radio can't receive, we're not actually going to see it receive that signal, but we should be able to see this one attempt to transmit if it can get that GPS lock. It may not be able to do that in here, but we're going to give it a few seconds and we'll find out. We'll see if it'll do that here real quick. Yeah, and like I said, this, unfortunately in this building, the GPS is troubling to get that to pull up, but let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, we received someone else's. That's cool. So we received a different APRS beacon there. There we go. Awesome. Okay, let's see if we can get this to transmit. APRS, upload type, we've got it set there. Okay, we'll go to analog APRS. Well, let's double check we got everything here. Like I said, it may just be because the GPS is not connecting, but we'll double check it. So in the CPS, open it up, we have our auto TX interval set to 30 seconds, that's fine. Let's see, we have it set to feet. Don't need the tone, SSID. Everything is in good shape here, I believe. The symbol, we have our sending text. We have our frequency. All of this is correct. Turbo. Perfect. So we are in good shape here. And you know what? Just to verify, I believe we can come over here to my other CPS. As we can see on this radio, that you could see that going. Because I had this locked onto the GPS outside and then brought it in here. That's why it was still sending them. But you can see this radio is set up the exact same way. The 878. There we go. So it is, everything is set up basically the same here. As far as the information, then the destination SSID is it's laid out differently instead of the new radio. But perfect. So we have everything working there. Let's go back to the UV2 CPS. There we go. You can see it's received someone else's. That's awesome. Perfect. How cool is that? So there we have it. Let me see. We'll turn this one back on, see if it'll start transmitting again. There we go. And that's how you would turn that on and off, going into the upload type and then select between either digital, analog, or none, which is basically turning it off. So we'll see if that will transmit again here for us. I think these take about 30 seconds in between because of the interval we set up. So we'll take a look here. There we go. Let's see. Okay, cool. So it is still transmitting. Let's figure out what's going on here. So we have in this CPS. Okay, perfect. So we've got our interval set to, I'm just going to pull both of these up so we can take a look at them, make sure everything is set correctly. So we'll just duplicate everything here. And I believe we did everything correct. Like I said, I believe we're having some trouble with the GPS signal in here, but I want to make this work for you guys. Okay, perfect. So we've got that set. Tone is off. Okay. -1, -7. Okay. Everything is the same here from what I can see, besides the map icon is different, and this is set to 0 on the other one, which I believe it should be set to negative or -1. That's what that typically should be set to.
It's receiving them.
Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Cool. We're receiving another more information there. So that's us coming through again on there. Perfect. There we go. Let's see here. Yep, so we've got everything set correctly. So we are in good shape. Looks like this is not, it's not picking up the GPS inside the location here. Now, like I said, this one was locked on outside the building or when I had this set up previously, so it's able to transmit. But this is how you do it. And you can see here, we are receiving information from other people along with us. Now, let me show you the really cool feature of this. So if we go over here to our computer and then open up a web browser, we can go to a website called aprs.fi. So aprs.fi. And this is really cool. So you can see here on a map, we can actually see up in Smithville, Missouri, that W3AMG, which is us right here, is transmitting our call sign. So we can click on that, and you can see where the coordinates are. You can see the message that we typed in, so Cody-W3AMG. So you could put, really any message in there you want. I suppose if you're in trouble, you could put a troubled message in there. It really is a cool feature. And this will, every 30 seconds at the moment, the way we have it set up, if we were out there where we could get GPS reception, this will be updating that location every 30 seconds. So as you walk around, it's going to show that. And if you want to turn it off, you can just simply go in there and turn it off. Now, you do have to have some kind of digipeater in your area for this feature to work, to actually get it up on the internet. But you don't, to actually make the APRS work locally with other radios, you don't need that at all. So that is pretty much it. So we are in good shape here. Do any of you guys have any questions?
We have a question here. Is the transmit frequency the same everywhere, or does it differ based on location?
Someone asked a great question if the transmit frequency is the same everywhere or if it differs based on location. So that's a great question. As far as I know, this is pretty much nationwide what is commonly used, but it may vary based on the location. It is possible that different places use different locations. So I would just look into that for your local area. But as far as I'm aware, it's used pretty universally in the US at this frequency.
Is all this APRS programmed into the plug-and-play packages?
Someone asked if all of the APRS is programmed into the plug-and-play packages. So that plug-and-play packages are set up for you so you can get on the air in no time flat. Now APRS is all ready to go. We don't actually program the information in because it's pretty much user specific, especially depending on how you want to set it up with a different radio. We wouldn't really be doing you a service to do all of that for you because we don't know exactly what you want on that front. So that's not programmed in, but it's ready to go, and they'll get you on the air with no time with them.
Is the 878 analog and DMR?
Someone asked if the 878 is analog and DMR. So in terms of the radio functionality, absolutely. The 878 as well as the UV2, they're both analog and digital radios. They work for analog frequencies and DMR without any trouble. They work great for both of them. So you'll have, now APRS is a little bit different story. The 878, the regular one and the 878 Plus can transmit APRS, both digital and analog. And then the 868 could only do digital APRS transmit. Neither of those can do receive. And then this radio can transmit analog and digital APRS, and now it can receive analog APRS. And just to mention, guys, we are still having this giveaway going on, so make sure you get entered to win this radio here, a brand new 878 Plus. You have an opportunity to win that, so make sure you stay till the end of this video if you want to have a chance to win that.
What should I do if I don't know how to program my radio?
Someone asked a great question, what they should do if they don't know how to program their radio. So a couple different options there. You know, if you want to press the easy button and, you know, basically just get everything ready and working, get on the air with hassle-free in no time, I'd recommend a plug-and-play package. I've heard a lot of great things about them from our customers. You know, they just give us the DMR ID and call sign, and then Bridgecom will completely program it and set it all up for you, so you'll be talking all over the world in no time, just completely hassle-free. Now, if you want to, you know, spend a little bit more time on it, the radios actually come with Bridgecom University, which will walk you through all the steps to program it. So a couple different options there for you, but you'll get on the air either way.
Will this work if there is not a digipeater nearby?
Someone asked another good question, if this will work if there's not a digipeater nearby. So absolutely, you're not going to be able to see the information on the web if it's not linked to a digipeater. Now, I believe there's also another kind of APRS repeater system that repeats the signal. So you may actually repeat the signal a few times and then it jumps onto a digipeater. But if there's no digipeater anywhere in the mix, then unfortunately it's not going to show up on the website. But the APRS function will still work. It will still send coordinates, you know, assuming you have GPS data, it will send the coordinates to other local radios.
Does the 878 UV2 do FM?
Does the 878 UV2 do FM? I mean, yes, it is an FM radio, but I'm assuming you mean like FM is in the music station. So it will actually. You can set it up. It's real easy to turn on. You can set presets and everything. Absolutely.
Can this info be programmed in from the front panel?
Someone asked if the info can be programmed in from the front panel. So you do have APRS options on the front panel. I don't know to what extent you can actually set that up. I think you need the CPS to really set it up. There may be a way to do it, but we have not really fully experimented with doing it from the front panel. You just need the more complex settings to be able to set it up properly. But if we find out a way to do that, we'll certainly let you guys know.
Will digital APRS travel further than analog?
Someone asked if digital APRS will travel further than analog. That's a good question. Not necessarily. That's going to depend on a variety of factors. So try it out in your own area. Try them both. That's what I'd recommend.
How do you know if it's wide 1-1 or wide 2-2? Is there another choice?
Not entirely sure what you're referring to there, wide 1-1 or wide 2-1. Let's see here. So this is the APRS. Wide 1 dash, do I have both of them here? Are they different? Let's see. Let's see. That is a good question. I am not personally familiar with that, but we could certainly find out from our in-house APRS expert. He would know a lot more about that than me, but I'm unsure of what the difference is there, but we could certainly find that out for you.
Can you send GPS info via Simplex?
Someone asked a great question if you can send GPS info via Simplex. So you can actually. You can set up your channel to basically send the information via a Simplex channel as opposed to just automatically broadcasting it out. You can send it specifically, on a Simplex channel. So yeah, you can do that. Now these just send location data. There's no APRS text messaging or something like that. They don't do that. It's just the location data.
How do you draw the winner for the giveaway?
So the winner is drawn completely at random. So if you're still here, and then we make sure you're still here, and if you're still here, then it is yours, the radio.
Speaking of which, we have a winner.
Perfect. So I've just got an announcement. We have a winner for the giveaway. Now, don't go just yet, because if this winner is not here, we will draw another name. So let's see who it is.
Bruce Bradshaw, call sign KD6DHR.
KD6DHR. Bruce, are you here, Bruce? We'll give Bruce a few seconds here. He may have just won himself a brand new Anytone 878 Plus radio. This is exciting. Let's see, do we see Bruce? Let us know if you're out here, Bruce. So don't go just yet. If Bruce doesn't show up, we'll draw another winner. So we'll give him a couple minutes here. Let's see. Oh, what's that?
Rick Ramirez says he's here. Oh, here we go. KD6DHR, Bruce, I'm here.
You see him?
Yep.
Perfect. We have Bruce. Bruce is here. So congratulations, Bruce. You've just won yourself a brand new Anytone 878 Plus radio. So you're going to be able to now transmit APRS and have a lot of fun on the air. You'll get on the air with no time with this. So thank you all very much for showing up. Hopefully you learned something here. We are going to cover this more in the future. We'll go more in depth, dive into more APRS related topics. I'm learning just like you. That's what ham radio and the community is all about. So if you have any questions, let us know. Give us a call, 816-532-8451, and press 2 for sales. They'd love to take care of you, answer any of your questions. The ham radio operator is standing by. So with that, I appreciate every one of you for joining, and we'll see you in the next live stream. This is Cody, W3AMG with Bridgecom Systems, 7-3.